Hey everybody, I'm Stacy Lyn. Today we are making my favorite cheesecake, and it is very special because it is an eggnog cheesecake, and I want to get started right now because I'm ready to eat, and of course I've got to wait for several hours because it's got to refrigerate, but here we go nonetheless. So I am going to make the crust with graham cracker crust. Now, one of the things you can do is use ginger snaps in place of the graham crackers, and it is amazing. But today I have graham crackers at home, so that's what I'm going to be cooking with. So I have about 2½ cups of graham crackers and 1/2 stick of butter. All right, there we go. Now you can even add nutmeg to this, you can add cinnamon to this, and a little bit of sugar. And actually I am going to add a little bit of sugar. I'm going to add 3 tablespoons, or approximately, as you see, 3 tablespoons of sugar. Okay. All right, I'm going to get a spatula, a little one, and make sure that all of the crumbs have a little bit of butter. And then I'm going to be pressing it down into my prepared springform pan. In the springform pan here, I have a piece of parchment paper, and it is just, you know, I just cut it. Actually, my daughter cut it out for me because I cannot cut. I don't know about y'all, but I'm left-handed and I cannot cut with scissors for some odd reason. So anyway, she did that for me, and I've greased the springform pan. This is going to be nice and crummy. Okay, I'm going to pour that into my springform pan. All right, and just spread it out, and I'm going to leave a little extra on the edges, or around the edges here, because I'm going to squish, is the way that I say it up the sides. Okay, so I'm just going to I'm going to pack it down. First I'm going to push these edges up because I really like to have crust on, as much crust as I can with my piece of pie. So if it's all the way up the sides, I just absolutely love that. So I'm going to get that and press that up on the sides, making it as even as possible, but it doesn't have to be that even. Then I'm going to press it down in the middle and try to make it very even all the way around, and make sure that there's really no air bubbles at all. And it's really just that easy to make this kind of crust. So you will be able to do this with ginger snaps as well as with graham cracker crumbs. You can get them already, the graham cracker crumbs. I'm also kind of going around and making sure that these edges are not too thick. But the graham cracker crumbs, they'll come already ground, or you can grind your own in a food processor. Okay, so now that we have our crust done, we're going to go to our cream cheese mixture. So I have 3 8-ounce packages of cream cheese. I have 1 cup of sugar and some flour. Okay, and you can get this exact recipe at stacylynharris.com, and it'll be in the text of this video. So I'm going to come over here, and I'm not going to just really overbeat it, but I'm going to do it on low speed just to combine. Okay, it should be nice and fluffy in just a minute. Okay, but I don't want to over combine it. Everything, by the way, is at room temperature. So I've had this out for about, gosh, a couple of hours. So my eggs, my eggnog, everything. Okay, so that's plenty combined for me. So at this point, I'm going to add the eggnog, which is about 1 cup of eggnog. Delicious, delicious. Now we homemade our eggnog today because I did not have any. All right, a little bit of brandy, cinnamon, and nutmeg. Okay. All right. All right, and I just add and add until I feel comfortable. Now my husband, Scott, likes a lot of nutmeg, so I'm going to go for it. Okay, a little bit later we're going to be making some incredible eggnog whipped cream, and I'll be adding more nutmeg to that. and you can add more to each person's serving. So I'm gonna mix all of this together and then add my eggs one at a time. If you have a stand mixer, you can certainly use that. I still have it on low speed because I don't want to add too much air to the party here. The least amount of air you can add, the better. So I'm just going to kind of give it a little stir with my spatula and kind of mix it by hand for just a minute, and then I'm going to start adding my eggs. But I want to make sure that all of this is good and incorporated. I think that cheesecake is by far the prettiest and the most flavorful dessert of all time. And you can make so many different kinds: caramel, chocolate. I just can't even explain all of the different cheesecakes. Okay. All right. And to think to make eggnog cheesecake at Christmas time, yum, yum, yum. And to have like an eggnog coffee with that, yummy. Okay. All right, at this point, I'm gonna start adding my eggs. Okay. All right, the first egg, and then I'm gonna get it good and combined, one at a time. Okay, and my last egg. All right, here we go. Okay, I have added all the eggs, and now it is time to go into the crust. But before I let it go into the crust, what I'm going to do is I am going to put some tinfoil around the bottom of my pan here so that it doesn't leak, and the water bath that I'm going to be putting in the roasting pan does not disturb my beautiful, beautiful cheesecake. Okay, so I'm just going to be wrapping that around the outside of the cheesecake. Okay, super easy. All right, and then so that I don't have to handle everything, I'm going to go ahead and put it in my roasting pan. And now I can easily put my cheesecake mixture into the crust. Does that look amazing or what? I just can already tell how good this is going to be. So I have some water that I'm about to pour in this roasting pan, and it's going to keep everything moist and keep my cheesecake from cracking. But honestly, I don't really mind a cracked cheesecake, and I'm going to be covering it up with whipped cream. So really and truly, this is a no-fail cheesecake. No-fail eggnog cheesecake. All right, now I'm going to be putting in the water, and I'm just going to add it to one of the corners so that it doesn't get anywhere near my cheesecake on the inside. And I'm going to go about halfway up the pan. So this is about a quart of water. Okay, I could add more. Nah, it's about right. So halfway up the pan it goes, and then gently I'm going to put this into my 325-degree oven. I'm going to let this go for about an hour and a half. Okay, uncovered. If it starts getting brown, you can cover it with a piece of tinfoil. Okay, at this point, it's time to make the whipped cream. Now, I'm going to be piping the whipped cream onto the cheesecake in the end, but right now I'm going to make it, and I've got all really cold ingredients. So I am going to bring everything over here and show you how easy it is to make this. So I've got 2 cups, I think, yes, of heavy whipping cream. Oh, actually, that's wrong. This is my eggnog, and I've already mixed my whipping cream and eggnog together. So I have 1.5 cups of whipping cream, and the rest of this 2 cups is the eggnog. Okay, and then I'm going to add my powdered sugar to that. Okay, and a little bit of cream of tartar. This will keep it from breaking in the refrigerator because we're going to be refrigerating this, and also from leftovers, if you put it in the refrigerator, you don't want the whipped cream to break and get all watery in the refrigerator. So anyway, I'm adding a little bit of cream of tartar and my powdered sugar. Okay, there we go. Okay, and a little bit more. Okay, all right, so now I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put a little bit of nutmeg. Since Scott likes it so much, I'll put a little bit of nutmeg in this. And then I'm gonna be putting it over the top of the cheesecake when it's done. So I won't do all of it right now. All right, so here we go. All right, so I'm just going to do this until I get stiff peaks. Okay, looks like we've got it, so I'm happy about that. So I'm going to just put this in the refrigerator, and then I will be putting it into my piping bag. And right now we'll let our cheesecake get done. Put this in the refrigerator, let it get cool, and I'm gonna work on my chocolate shavings. And y'all, this is gonna be the best cheesecake in the universe. It would be perfect for you to take to any party or to have even just at your house with your family. I'll be back soon. So I baked this for about an hour and a half, and it turned out perfectly. I turned off the oven, left it in there for about 15 more minutes, took it out, let it get to room temperature, put it in the refrigerator for, overnight. And then I got out the whipped cream just a few minutes ago, and I've been practicing a little, and you know, I'm not the best decorator in the world, but it looks pretty good in my opinion. So I'm gonna go with that. This is the best way I find to, to put in your whipped cream, is just to fold this around this, but I've already been working with it, so it isn't gonna work for me now, but I wanted to do a little bit so I didn't take so long in the video. I'm gonna put a little bit more down into my pastry bag, and I have like a flour tip. I'm not really exactly sure what number that is, but if you want to know, I can find out. All right, and then I'm going to bring that together, push from the top hand down, and just make a little, little rosette right here in the middle. There we go. And here we go. All right, and I'm gonna make another row because I like a lot in mine, so I'm just gonna go around the outside edge or fill in any of the holes that there are from doing this before, and just make a second layer. And I'm just going around and pushing down at the end where the tip has a way to make a little crown at the top. And it's going to be so good. This eggnog in this whipping cream, and the nutmeg we're going to put on top of it, the nutmeg that's actually inside the cheesecake, is going to be amazing. I'm going to do one right in the middle, a big one. Okay, and then here, kind of running out of whipped cream, but you can always make more if you do. Okay, fill in any holes you see. Here we go. And make it even. It looks pretty good. I'm gonna put one more, or maybe two more, one right here, and one more right here. That needs one more. Hopefully I can make it. Here we go. Okay, so now to make it even more beautiful, I'm going to add, and to make it tasty, I'm going to add a little bit of nutmeg to the top. And this is going to give you the eggnog flavor that you are looking for in your eggnog cheesecake. And that texture of the cheesecake, oh my gosh, it's going to be so good. Okay, got that. And then I'm going to add a little touch of powdered sugar over the top. Okay, ready? Looks like it snowed all on my cheesecake. Beautiful. And a little bit more nutmeg. All right, and you can use any kind of, I brought some pearls out. I don't think I'm going to put them on this. Look at how pretty that is, y'all. But I brought some pearls out that I think would be lovely for like a baby shower or a some kind of, a wedding shower. But some people decorate pink for Christmas. I think it would be really pretty for Christmas too. But anyway, I'm not going to do that today. I don't think it'll add anything to the cake. This is going to be so great. I hope you will give this recipe a try. The recipe is at stacylynharris.com, and it's also in the text of this post. Thank y'all for joining me. I have so many great recipes coming up, especially for Christmas, holidays, and comfort foods, southern foods, really great, wonderful foods, wild game. So y'all subscribe if you aren't subscribed. And thank you so much for being here. I'll talk to you soon.